I can still remember hearing the air raid sirens go off. I can still remember, the smell in Kabul, smelling that acrid burning rubber smell that they have over there, and the shit in the air, like literally shit. They burn bricks of fecal matter to stay warm.
I was out jogging around a local track, and there was an explosion. A young boy had stepped on an anti-purse mine that was down by his fishing hole. Blew his legs off.
Kevin Barry is a veteran at just 35 years old.
I joined the Army on September 7th, 2001. My second day of basic training was September 11th.
70-year-old Jim Harris is also a veteran, who at the time was the most qualified bomb disposal technician in Canada.
I joined the military in 1961 as a boy soldier, what they called the Soldier Apprentice Program.
Both these veterans, like many, suffer from a mental condition known as post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD develops over time after experiencing traumatizing events, and symptoms include flashbacks, nightmares, and increased anxiety that lasts a lifetime. Most soldiers, when enlisting, are unaware of the consequences they could possibly face in the years to follow.
I was excited, right? I mean, I was 18, I joined the Army, I was going to see the world, shoot, go off and, shoot things, blow stuff up. I mean, all the stuff that you entice young men to enlist with. That all appealed to me at the time.
The trouble with PTSD is it's accumulative. So if I go back in my memory, I think I probably started getting PTSD in 1978. I wasn't diagnosed until 2006. I came back from Yugoslavia. I knew I was a changed person, but I didn't know why, and I didn't know what to do about it. And in those days, you got very, very little assistance.
It stretched me mentally. At the time, I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I was extraordinarily happy overseas.
PTSD not only affects a veteran's ability to live out an average life, it also has an immense impact on their families' lives. Jim Harris is one of many who continues to struggle with PTSD and has suffered unimaginable losses.
You don't realize the harm you're doing to your family until it's too late and the damage is already done. You don't realize the harm you're doing to yourself, overeating, over drinking, over volunteering, all of those things, which I have done and I'm still doing. Can't stop. In September of 2013, my son died. He was just 35, and from the time I started having the PTSD symptoms, I wasn't a father, I wasn't a husband, I was just trying to survive. My wife, she won't go to any of the meetings with me. She's in denial. So we have a kind of relationship where she lives upstairs, I live downstairs, and then we switch at night. It's lonely.
PTSD is a constant reminder of the past and never goes away. Each veteran has a different way of coping with these symptoms.
It's important to note that there's no cure-all for PTSD. There's no one solution that works. I have a service dog named Tommy, and he has been amazing for calming me down. But he's only one piece, right? I mean, I'm on meds. Those are a part of the puzzle as well.
They'll always be there. There's always triggers. There's things on TV that bring back the memories, and then you have the dreams again. You have the nightmares. You feel tremendous sorrow for the people that are going through that. One of the things that I do is I'm self-medicating, but it's in volunteer work. I overdo it. I don't know how to say no. I go into the schools, I help people with their military history, and I do all this for free. I just say, I'll help you with your family's military history, but you've got to pay it back to a veteran somewhere down the road.
A soldier leaves the Army expecting the military will support him financially, especially those who suffer from PTSD and need medical services. In 2006, the Veterans Charter took an abrupt turn, affecting compensation.
I could say, hey, if I was on the old system, I'd be getting $1,100 a month for my PTSD. Instead, I was given a one-time lump sum payment. They gave me $82K for life when I was 27, alcoholic, and before they sent me to rehab. Guess how much of that money is still left? About none.
Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Veterans Affairs, Pierre Lemieux, explains that some may not take all components into consideration.
The more outspoken critics do a quick math calculation, but they're not taking into account all of the services and the other supplements that they could or would have access to. Right now, the budget at Veterans Affairs is the largest it's ever been in Canadian history.
Late last year, Veterans Affairs gave back a large amount of unused money to the government. This information generated uproar amongst veterans.
It enrages me. I mean, it's more of the same. This government and the one before it and the one before it and so on have all said a lot of wonderful things to veterans, but in terms of action, they've all fallen short.
When you hear that they've given $1 billion back, you have to wonder, what the hell is the Veterans Affairs Minister doing, giving $1 billion back to the government?
According to Lemieux, over-budgeting happens each year in all departments of government.
I want to clear up a real misconception about the $1 billion. If a vet has a valid claim, it must be paid. So what they do is they over-budget for that. If the claims were less than expected, there's going to be money left over.
But veterans still feel they could use that support.
Retired veterans, they signed on and they said that they would give their lives for Canada, knowing that Canada would support them when they needed it. And the government has failed. They've not provided Veterans Affairs with enough money to be able to do that.
90% of the problem that modern-day veterans are facing is fiscal stress. That would be alleviated by going back to the Pension Act. That's the solution. You want to make things better for veterans? You put money back in their damn pockets.